Hey guys, JassassinE here and welcome to the channel, and welcome to some bonus footage that I've got from my home plate project. I thought I'd show you guys some tips and tricks and what goes through my mind when I decorate. Today we're going to be turning a very boring room into a high textured, well decorated room. So guys, as you can see, all the colours suit well, all the textures suit well. If you like what you see guys, please hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. So let's get into it guys. So the first thing we need of course is our bar. Now the most important thing with furniture selection is making sure we choose furniture that's very interesting to look at and furniture that has a lot of different textures. So we're not using the same style furniture, but we're using the same textured furniture. Now, what's a bar without a pokey machine, guys? We need a pokey machine because, I mean, we've got to lose our money some way. A bit of a cryo pipe to show that there's water getting to our sink. We're going to put a fridge in, which is a must for every bar, but I can see it's a little bit tight getting to this sink. So guys, I think I'm going to scrap this bar and I'm just going to put down another one, and this time I'll give us a little bit more room. Oh, there we go guys, we can get right in and wash our hands now, which is important during these times. And of course, down goes some texture on the floor. The more texture we can add when we decorate, the busier it's going to look, and the better it's going to look. So in goes a jukebox, and I'm going to reduce the size of the jukebox down so it's suitable to this room. So guys, that's one thing that you don't be scared of, is don't be scared of resizing things, and don't be scared of customizing things. So some bar taps is very important. Guys, a TV is a must. When you're sitting at a bar, you've got to watch the horse races. What I'm doing now guys is I'm putting a little bit of personality on the bar. We're going to set this up for 3 people, and I'd like each person to have a personality of their own. So there's going to be 3 different decorational pieces and how to make it look natural. So guys, as you can see, we've got some mixer drinks, some bottles of wine, some bottles of vodka, some shot glasses, some wine glasses, all the things that you would expect to find at a bar. So we've got some board games up there guys for when we have a few drinks and we get bored. I guess that's why they call them board games. As you can see guys, the furnishings that I'm adding are actually the same colors and textures of the furnishings and decorations that are already here. Now we're going to get a little bit of life into this set, eh? Up goes the wall art. Now when you're placing your wall art, when you're decorating, it does help if you can put pictures that suit your decorations, which is very important. Now I'm going to theme this bar up, so I'm going to be using Nuka-Cola and Far Harbor assets to do the decor. So as you can see, there's some nautical clutter up on that shelf. Things like that look very well together. Now guys, when you're placing your items, don't be afraid to nudge them around and position them properly, because positioning is very important when it comes to decorating. So as you can see, we resized the Nuka-Cola light, that way it was more fitting to the table. plenty of literature, guys. We need to put some magazines around the place, because A, it makes us look educated, and B, it adds more colour and more texture, which can actually make your tabletop come to life. Up goes a couple of glasses and a knocked over beer bottle, just to make it look lived in. There's not enough happiness in the world at the moment, guys, so we're going to put 3 smiling seats down here. So guys, up goes some nautical clutter in the corners. We must put decorations using certain textures and colours that suit furniture and other textures and colours in the same room. Couple of planters are very important for inside when we're decorating, and we're going to use some mini nukes with dirt in them. And now we're going to nudge in some plants and resize the plants to make it look more proportional, because it just adds life to the room and they look good. So guys, don't be afraid to resize things, because yes, you do need to resize things to get a certain look. So guys, now it's time to put a few pictures up on the walls. We're going to put up our Far Harbour picture first, but of course we're going to resize it to suit the area. And exactly the same to the Nuka-Cola sign, we will shrink that down to the same scale, and that goes on the opposite wall. Now we're going to need a picture to put up on the back wall of the bar, and I think this one's very suitable, because you'll notice the textures and colours in this picture is also similar to the colourings and textures that are in the room. Now it's time to get some items that match our themed pictures. Now I would prefer to bump and nudge rather than use it with the collision off. Try not to use things with the collision turned off, because if you do get pre-combines, you'll go to scrap something or move something, and 6 items will move, delete or sync in the meanwhile. And that's something you want to avoid when decorating. As you can see, all the clutter that's being added is suited to a bar area. Some ambient lighting, which is very important, because later on we're going to be removing a light from the roof, which is going to make it darker. So we want this ambient lighting to take over and still light up the room. So if we can balance ambient lighting with powered lighting, we will have more FPS left over to do more decorating. So guys, as you can see, the room is slowly starting to fill up, and it's starting to look like it's quite lived in. Up goes a nuke launcher with some alcohol bottles in it. That's one of my favourite decorations, guys. I think that's really cool. Of course, up goes a Nuka-Cola mixing machine, and we'll inlay that over top of our Nuka-Cola picture. as I think that would look quite unique. And what's a bar without a guitar, guys? So is there any of you guys that know how to play guitar at all? If there is, drop something down in the comments, guys, because I can play guitar as well. And maybe one day when I get the courage, it'd be good to have an online jam. So up goes some signage. Now we're going to resize this wall clock so we can see it from other angles of the room. And of course, this is going into the second area, which we'll see on home plate 2, which is being edited now. And that will be the completion of the home plate project. Very important to put the hand sign up, guys. We need to wash our hands. I believe we've got to wash our hands for 20 seconds to make sure the germs are off. So we may as well do it in game as well. Some cleaning products so we can keep our bar hygienically clean. Now also, guys, you can only see 2 shelves through the fridge door. So unless you're going to open up the fridge, you only should decorate the 2 shelves. That way we can save FPS for another area. You'll notice that I'm picking up furnishings at the moment from a table, and that is another good idea. When you're decorating an area and you're getting close to the completion, pull out a couple of tables and put the decorations down on the tables that really would suit going into that room. And once you have them all down on the table, you can have a look at what you've got, and you can make sure that you can place them in the best possible position, so therefore you get the right decorations in the right areas, and this is just an easier way to help you achieve that. But one little hint with that, guys, is when placing an item, try and place it in green, as if you use place anywhere, there is a chance it can pre-combine. A couple of ornaments, once again we will shrink them down to suit our surroundings. Now when you're doing a shelf, you don't need to balance each end with decorations. You can have something different at each end, as long as the textures match well. So guys, we'll put a cigar down so it looks like someone's been sitting here playing the pokies. They've had to run off and answer the phone, and we've walked in just as they've left the room. That is one thing that I like to do when I decorate, guys. I like my rooms to look like it's been lived in, which is very important when decorating. So guys, I've had a lot of fun decorating this bar. Now this bar is from my home plate project, and home plate 2 will be coming out very soon, guys, and I must say the detail in home plate 2 is very high, and I cannot wait to show you guys. So if you guys have seen home plate 1 or the home plate project, I strongly recommend you check that out, guys, because I am currently editing up home plate 2. As you can see inside of some of the other rooms, they're quite highly cluttered as well, which you guys will get to see on the completion of the home plate project. Up goes some more ambient lighting. which just sets the theme even better. One of the main killers of FPS is power and lighting. So if we can balance power lighting with ambient lighting, we will have more FPS to play with at the end. So guys, up goes a couple of robots. Now you'll find a car will appear behind that robot, and that was because it was a pre-combine. Sadly, I had a couple of those whilst decorating this area, and they're a real headache. If you guys have had it happen to you before, you'll know what I mean. Also guys, another little tip when decorating, if you're using certain colours, try and make those colours appear sporadically around the room. We've just about placed all of the last minute bits and bobs that we've placed on our tables. So guys, we're getting towards the end of our decoration tutorial. We'll scrap the table guys, but make sure when we scrap it, it doesn't pre-combine and scrap other items that were sitting on it earlier. If you guys know what a pre-combine is, you will certainly understand what I'm saying. It's something that us decorators really dread. We'll reposition this one a bit better. We're going to put a disco ball into this one. And of course, now we can scrap the second light, and our ambient lighting will take over. It's time to make this look cozy, so everything really gels together well. That's it for my decoration tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I could point a few things out that may help you guys decorate. Unfortunately, there is no quick way of decorating, it's a very slow process, but hopefully you guys have got something from this, and it can help you out a little bit with your future decorations. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I hope everybody takes care during this tough time that we're going through. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you on the completion of my home plate project. Bye for now.